Hey, I really don't know what's going on with you, but I just want to just give you the heads up that I'm about to really disappear on you. You feel me? I'm not going to be playing these games with you at all, at all. So I don't know, you think you silent treating me, and you think I'm going to be, nah, you'll have a rude awakening.
We've officially hit the point where the line between justice and revenge isn't just blurry, it's basically erased. And the person swinging hardest right now, none other than Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. He just dropped a 4-part Netflix series called Sean Combs: The Reckoning, and insiders aren't even calling it a documentary. They're calling it a calculated strike. The word going around is this wasn't made to educate anyone. It was built to tear a reputation down piece by piece. What makes this drop so explosive is what's actually inside it. The series reportedly features alleged private meltdown recordings of Diddy himself, captured just 6 days before his arrest. This isn't internet chatter or wild guessing. It's raw, unfiltered footage of a man coming apart in real time, locked in with his legal team, scrambling for answers, making calls to people known for handling the nastiest situations possible, while his empire visibly starts crumbling. And here's the part that really burns. According to reports, Diddy recorded all of it himself. The same guy who spent decades crafting an untouchable image, champagne nights, private jets, elite circles, allegedly trapped himself with his obsession for filming every moment. When things went sideways, that habit came back to haunt him. The tapes, secured by the Reckoning production team and legally cleared according to Netflix, show Combs isolated in a Harlem hotel room, frantic, unpolished, barking orders while his lawyers scramble to stop a flood of accusations. At one point, he breaks and says, "We are losing." His voice cracks, exposing a level of vulnerability the public almost never gets to see. Then comes the line that freezes the room. "We gotta find somebody who will work with us, somebody who's dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business in media and propaganda." That's not gossiped, that's on camera, and it shows Combs knew the public war was already over before a single gavel ever hit. And once 50 Cent is involved, that footage stops being evidence and becomes primetime entertainment. But don't get it twisted, this isn't just about a mogul unraveling. This is a feud that's been brewing for over 2 decades, finally going nuclear. The tension between 50 and Diddy has always been personal, but now the stakes are massive. Sources close to the project say Jackson didn't just stumble across these tapes. He allegedly paid for them, pulling strings deep inside Combs' inner circle. Here's the real irony. Diddy reportedly planned to turn these same recordings into his own tell-all. He's been filming his life since he was 19, stacking footage, convinced he could always control the story, until that plan blew up. Instead, 50 Cent beat him to it, flipping that archive into a weapon, and the timing couldn't be colder. Right now, Combs is serving a 50-month sentence at a low-security facility in New Jersey, with appeals still in play. Meanwhile, dozens of accusers continue filing lawsuits, alleging years of coercion and exploitation. Pressure is hitting from every angle. And it gets even messier. While Netflix insists this series is not a hit piece, Combs' legal team strongly disagrees. They've sent cease and desist letters accusing the streamer of using stolen footage and crossing serious legal boundaries. Their argument? The recordings, including private conversations with his attorneys, were never meant for the public and were obtained through questionable means.
A new Netflix docuseries about Sean Diddy Combs is making headlines for its never-before-seen footage of the music mogul in the days before his arrest. Now, Combs is threatening legal action against the streamer for airing the unauthorized footage. Behind the series is Combs' longtime rap rival 50 Cent and director Alexandria Stapleton.
Netflix isn't flinching. Director Alexandria Stapleton has gone on record saying the footage was obtained legally with protections in place for sources. It's a firm stance, and right now, neither side looks ready to back off. But let's be honest, this goes way beyond legal paperwork. This is about perception, and the optics are rough. The documentary doesn't just revisit accusations, it frames them as part of a long-running pattern, painting a picture of a lifestyle driven by power, control, and the belief that the rules didn't apply. And then there's the family angle. While Combs's twins and other relatives have publicly stood by him, showing up in court as a so-called united front, the series has reportedly shaken his inner circle. Behind closed doors, things are far from steady. Persistent whispers say his children were visibly rattled after seeing early cuts of the film, especially the pre-arrest meltdown footage. These are the same kids who recently pleaded with a judge for leniency, presenting a very different image of their father. Now, they're reportedly facing two versions of the same man, the one they defended in court and the one shown in The Reckoning, allegedly more focused on controlling the narrative than taking accountability. And the timing? Impossible to miss. The series lands just as Combs' team gears up for an appeal, just as new civil lawsuits keep popping up, and right as public fascination with his downfall hits a peak. Every move feels calculated, every drop carefully timed. So the question won't go away. Is 50 Cent really doing this for the victims, or is this the final strike in a deeply personal feud? The bad blood is well known, from Diddy's infamous shopping spree comment at Chris Lighty's wedding, which 50 later described as a veiled proposition, to allegations involving 50's former partner, Daphne Joy. Reports claim she received a monthly stipend, allegedly tied to Diddy's private gatherings, throwing fuel on an already blazing fire. Then came the leaked audio that set the internet off, allegedly Combs berating Joy for ignoring him, warning that payments would stop if she didn't get back to work. Stack that against this documentary dropping while Combs is locked up and unable to respond, and the strategy feels sharp. Meanwhile, the legal fallout keeps growing. Combs' team has hinted at further action against Netflix, arguing that private recordings, especially those involving attorneys, violate attorney-client privilege. Netflix, on the other hand, frames the series as a necessary reckoning, exposing what it calls a decades-long pattern, backed by evidence. And it goes even deeper. The series reportedly revisits everything from long-circulating claims connected to the 1996 Tupac Shakur murder, including allegations from former associate Keefe D. that Combs offered $1 million bounty, to testimony from women like Joy Dickerson Neal, who says she was exploited and secretly recorded in the early 90s. Each layer makes the story heavier. Then there's the money trail, and it's raising serious eyebrows. Insiders claim Combs was moving millions overseas just days before his arrest. If that's proven, it could resurface in ongoing RICO-related investigations. That's not light stuff. But the most unsettling part of The Reckoning isn't what it shows, it's what it hints is still hidden, because Combs recorded everything. The series suggests there's a massive vault of unreleased footage, from infamous private gatherings to behind-the-scenes moments involving high-profile figures who've since gone silent. And with 50 Cent positioned as the architect of this takedown, it's no longer about what's been revealed, it's about what's still being held. Because if this really is a reckoning, it's far from finished. The first domino has fallen, the tapes are public, the legal battles are heating up, and somewhere inside a prison cell, Sean Combs is reportedly watching his legacy crack in real time, frame by explosive frame. Pull the curtain back even more, and sources close to both sides say this series feels less like entertainment and more like a surgical strike. They insist this isn't only about truth, it's about settling a score. The meltdown tapes don't just look damaging. Critics say they have 50's fingerprints all over them. This isn't airing dirty laundry, it's putting it under a spotlight, non-stop, turning Combs' own voice, his own panic into public ammunition. And the timing? Brutally precise. Combs is locked up, his legal team is scrambling, his family is in full damage control mode, and 50 Cent? He's letting the footage speak. But here's the real gut punch. Insiders say the tapes aren't even the most damaging part. It's the pattern they reveal: alleged payoffs, frantic calls to fixers, and a man who spent years controlling the narrative, now forced to watch his own words tear it down. At the center are those pre-arrest recordings, Combs strategizing with attorney Mark Agnifilo, swinging between confidence and panic, saying, "We have to find somebody who's dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business." The desperation is clear. Netflix stands firm on legality. Combs' team calls it theft and a massive invasion of privacy. The lines are drawn, and one question still hangs in the air. If these tapes were meant for his own documentary, why weren't they secured? Was it arrogance or the belief that his influence could bury anything dangerous? Either way, the irony cuts deep. The man who built an empire on image control now has his most exposed moments streaming on Netflix, with 50 Cent sitting in the executive producer's chair. This isn't just about embarrassment, it's about power and who holds it when everything finally collapses.
Surrounded by loyal insiders who allegedly helped fund his lifestyle and shield him from consequences, the series reportedly dives deep into these money trails, and hence the tapes may only be the tip of the iceberg. One former associate, speaking anonymously, claims Combs had an entire network ready to handle problems. Whether that meant quiet payoffs or silencing accusers, if true, this picture stretches far beyond a single documentary. And if the FBI really is still circling, like Insider suggests, those tapes could be the first domino in a whole new wave of indictments. One leak, one recording, and this situation could explode all over again. But the family angle? That's where this turns into emotional warfare. Combs' twins have been his most visible defenders, showing up in court, delivering heartfelt statements, even breaking down when the verdict was read. It's a powerful image, children standing by their father at his lowest point. Critics, though, see something else. They argue it feels like a carefully staged PR moment, one that starts cracking under the weight of the accusations. Online, the contrast is impossible to ignore. On one side, there's Diddy, the devoted dad. On the other, there's Diddy, the man allegedly caught on tape berating a former partner, the man accused of exploiting women for decades. The documentary leans hard into that clash. It softens him with family moments, then cuts sharply to testimonies that tell a completely different story. That editing feels deliberate, forcing viewers to wrestle with the same question jurors face. How do you reconcile the quiet man in a courtroom with the man in a hotel room pleading on tape for a way out? The tension hangs heavy, and there's no easy answer. And just when you think it can't get messier, here comes another twist. The baby mama drama isn't background noise, it's front and center. 50 Cent's camp allegedly leaned all the way into the revelations involving Daphne Joy, not just because of her past with Combs, but because of what it represents. A man who, according to multiple accounts, blurred the line between business and personal life, treating relationships like transactions. Joy's alleged links to Combs' private gatherings, the reported monthly payments, and the leaked audio of Combs losing his temper all feed straight into the documentary's core argument. This wasn't just about private encounters, it was about control, influence, and leverage. And when 50's other ex, Shaniqua Tompkins, publicly dragged Joy's past into the spotlight, calling her a pole performer from Las Vegas, it wasn't just petty gossip, it was a reminder that Combs' world was built on secrets, and those secrets always came with a price. Now the fallout is spreading fast. Misa Hilton Brim has reportedly been approached about her own tell-all project. Sources say it would be directed by the same filmmaker behind The Reckoning. Texts obtained by media outlets allegedly show Hilton Brim eager to frame the story around Combs' influence on hip-hop and the bad boy legacy, while peeling back what was really happening behind closed doors. The storm keeps growing, and more voices may be lining up. And this story is far from done. Hilton Brim's potential involvement could open a whole new front in this ongoing war, especially given her long and complicated history with Combs. Her appearance at the trial, arriving with a walker, was seen by many as a silent but powerful statement that spoke louder than words. At the same time, other former associates are reportedly weighing whether to come forward. Some are drawn to attention, others by money, but the pressure is real. In this climate, staying silent doesn't look like loyalty anymore. It's starting to look like a liability. Then there's the Shakur angle, and it lands like a bomb. The documentary doesn't just mention it, it lingers. Former gang associate Keefe D's long-standing claim that Combs offered a $1 million bounty connected to Tupac Shakur's killing is placed front and center. The allegation isn't new, but paired with the tapes, it suddenly feels heavier and harder to dismiss. The series frames it as part of a larger pattern, a man who allegedly played both sides, using money, influence, and connections to shape outcomes, only to end up trapped by his own moves. Combs has always denied any involvement in Shakur's death, but the filmmakers point to Keefe D's proffer agreement with law enforcement as a sign they believe there's more buried beneath the surface. And if ongoing interest in Combs' past ties and West Coast tensions turns up anything new, this story could shift fast. What started as scandal could spiral into a reckoning no one controls. But maybe the most chilling detail of all is how Combs' obsession with recording everything may have sealed his fate. The documentary reportedly includes footage of him filming himself in mirrors, ranting about accusers, even joking about the legal storm closing in. It's like he couldn't stop documenting his own collapse, staring straight at it and hitting record. Now that same footage is being used to frame him as a man who truly believed he was untouchable, right until reality caught up. The imagery is unsettling, almost surreal. The contrast with his public image is impossible to miss. This is the Diddy who rubbed shoulders with presidents and dated supermodels. And then there's the private version, sounding like a man drowning behind closed doors. As the documentary keeps delivering shock after shock, one thing becomes clear. It isn't just about his past, it's about what comes next. With civil lawsuits stacking up, a possible appeal looming, and a Netflix series keeping his name locked in headlines, the pressure isn't easing, the spotlight isn't moving. The real question isn't whether he survives the storm, it's what's left when the dust finally settles. Will he be remembered as a mogul who reshaped the culture, or as a cautionary tale about power, ego, and ambition left unchecked? And with 50 Cent still lurking in the background, who's to say there aren't more tapes, more secrets, and more bombs waiting to drop? So here's where we leave it. A man who built an empire on control, now watching it slip through his fingers. One leaked tape, one lawsuit, one betrayal at a time. What once looked untouchable is now cracking in public, frame by frame. The reckoning isn't coming anymore, it's already here. And in a story this twisted, with grudges this deep and stakes this high, one question won't disappear. What's the one secret still buried? Is there something even 50 Cent hasn't put on blast yet? Drop your theories in the comments, because something tells us this saga is nowhere near finished. Stay curious, stay locked in, and remember, hip-hop isn't just music, it's power, ego, and consequences. Crowns don't come free, and every throne has a price. If you made it this far, like the video, subscribe, share it with someone who needs to see it, and let us know your take below. We're reading everything. Keep your eyes open and your popcorn ready. This show isn't over, it's just getting started.